What did I just find here? If you're one of my brothers or sisters who knows the Bible well, please let me know. I have an NIV here. I have an Amplified. I have an ESV. And in the ESV, I'm in 2 Peter 3, and it's talking about the coming of the Lord. In 2 Peter, it's talking about a heaven and new earth. Like, that's what he's saying. He's talking about when God brings heaven and earth back together. So this is my question, because here in 11, you'll see it in 12, it says, hastening the coming of the day. Since all those things are thus to be dissolved, what sort of people ought you be in the lives of holiness and godliness, waiting for and hastening the coming of the day of God? And if, for those of you guys who don't know what's going on, let's give you guys some more context here. So 2 Peter, but the day of the Lord will come like a thief. The heavens will disappear with a roar. The elements will be destroyed by fire. And the earth and everything done in it will be laid bare. Since everything will be destroyed in this way, what kind of people ought you be? You ought to live holy and godly lives. You guys can see really what it's saying over here is, since all these things will be destroyed in this way, what kind of people ought you be in the meantime? In holy behavior, that is, in a pattern of daily life that sets you apart as a believer, and in godliness, displaying profound reverence towards our awesome God. Okay, now listen. What did I just find? Because based on... Is it telling us that if we believe better and believe more, is it telling us that if the collective believes faster, like if I evangelize faster, if we evangelize faster, does the coming of the Lord come faster? Like, okay, let me back up. This is what I believe. God gave us free will, and God knows already before we're born who is going to say yes to salvation and who's not, okay? So this is where it gets tricky. This is what I believe. After all of the reading for the last, I guess I've only been a Christian not even a year yet, for all the reading I've done in the last 8 months. But this is what I understand. It seems to me that God knows everything, that he has a plan, and he made a plan for us before we were even born. He knows our plans before we're born. So he already knows if I was going to say yes to salvation. He already knows if you're going to say yes to salvation. Like, he already knows what the end is. But it's like, I feel like he has to let it play out. Like, he has to let he can't force it. He just has to let the whole entire thing play out as it is. But he, I believe, knows exactly who the last person that's going to say yes is. And at that time, I believe that's when it comes. I believe that's when it happens, when the last person that he knows is going to say yes says yes. You're like, Preacher Paul, how do you know that? How do you know that? Well, first off, let's see. Jeremiah 29:13, Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you a hope and a future. Then you will call on me and come and pray to me, and I will listen to you. You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all of your heart. I will be found by you, declares the Lord, and will bring you back from captivity. Like, he already knows the plans that he has laid for us before we're even born. But that's not even the part that's got me all messed up. So I'm saying, it tells us here in the ESV and 2 Peter, the hastening, waiting for and hastening the coming of the day of God. Okay, so hastening the coming of the day of the Lord, it tells me that God already knows our plans before that we're even born. Now check this out. Look at this verse here in Ephesians 1:4. For he chose us in him before the creation of the world to be holy and blameless in his sight. Okay, now this could be translated as us as a human, for he chose us in him before the creation. Like, it could be interpreted like that, but it's saying he chose us before the creation of the world. All right, now check this out. We're in Romans 8. You guys all know 8:28, but look what 8:29 says. For those God foreknew, he also predestined to be conformed to the image of his Son, that he might be the firstborn among many brothers and sisters. He foreknew, he also predestined. Okay, wait a second. Look at this. Okay, but that's not all. Let's go to 11:25. 11:25. Where are we at? 11:25. I do not want you to be ignorant of this mystery, brothers and sisters, so that you may not be conceited. Israel has experienced a hard, remember Israel, the children of God, not the country. Israel has experienced a hardening in part until the full number of Gentiles has come in. Until the full number of Gentiles has come in. Oh, holy smokes. All right, now let's go to Revelation real quick. I want to show you this because I want you guys to see what happens when the fifth seal is broken. Okay, so let's go to Revelation, the fifth seal. Okay. Seals, fifth seal. Okay. When he opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of those who had been slain because of the word of God and the testimony they had maintained. 10. They called out in a loud voice, "How long, sovereign Lord, holy and true, until you judge the inhabitants of the earth and avenge our blood?" Then each of them was given a white robe, and they were told to wait a little longer until the full number of their fellow servants, their brothers and sisters, were killed just as they had been. So John is on Patmos. He's having revelation. Jesus comes to him, gives him the message to give to the 7 churches. Then John is watching all this unfold as the seals are opened by Jesus. The 5th seal is opened. It comes out, and it's like under the altar, he sees all of the people that were gone already. And they're like, "Lord, Lord, when do we get to come out and go to heaven?" He's like, "Not yet. The number is fulfilled yet. It hasn't been fulfilled yet." Okay, so I'm again, you guys, am I interpreting this right, or am I just making things up? It seems to me that God has a predestined plan. He knows who's going to be saved. He's waiting for a certain specific number to say yes, and then he's going to bring back heaven to earth together, combined. And that's what I'm getting. Like, if you read 1 Peter or 2 Peter, what we just went through 3, since all of these things are thus to be dissolved, what sort of people ought you to be in lives of holiness and godliness, waiting for and hastening the coming of the day of God? So again, does that mean that we as Christians can become so on fire, have such fervor for the Lord, such just reverence and just lit up and just wanting to share the gospel? Like, if we do that and we evangelize, hypothetically, we evangelized as fast as we could, is it possible that we could literally could the collective consciousness then be at a place where we get the last person saved faster, thus bringing the coming of the Lord sooner and bringing us home face to face with Jesus before, sooner than later? Like, is there anybody else that thinks this, or am I just off my rockers and really hoping to go home to the Lord sooner than later?